What was last class topic? Can you remember me? Try to remember what did we talk about last class, guys. Wendy, can you remember me a little bit about last class, please?
The zero in first conditional.
Exactly. We were talking a little bit about the zero conditional. Grace, can you tell me what was the, or can you give me an example with zero conditional, please?
Teacher, un ejemplo.
Just an example.
For example, if I go to the shop center, I usually eat in that restaurant.
To the city center, or if I go to the shopping center,
I usually eat in the restaurant.
I usually eat in that restaurant. Excellent. Okay, so like the main, no, let me change this one in this color. Okay, just don't forget that when we have these if clauses, we're going to separate both clauses or both sentences using a comma if we start with the if clause, and also that this zero conditional, something that is very common in this kind of conditionals, is that we're going to use always present simple, right? Present simple in the first clause, and we're going to use also present simple in the here, for example, we have present simple when we use go. If I go to the shopping center, and then we have again the present simple with the verb eat, right? I usually eat. Something peculiar about the zero conditional is that you can replace the if clause or the word if with the word when. Sí, algo peculiar o algo particular que solo ocurre en este tiempo, en este zero conditional, es que podemos reemplazar esta palabrita if, que nos está dando la condición, que nos está explicando la condición, la podemos reemplazar también con la palabra when. Eso sucede o ocurre únicamente con el zero conditional. Es decir, que ustedes pueden decir, when I go to the shopping center, I usually eat in that restaurant. ¿Sí? Sin modificar el hecho de que sea un condicional. En este caso, el zero conditional and also use if or can use when to make the condition. Eso es algo peculiar que sucede con este tiempo. What happens on the other side with the first conditional? Can you please, Aldrich, think about an example of first conditional, please.
If you forget my birthday, I will never speak to you again.
Okay, yes, that's a good one. You forget my birthday. My birthday. I will never forget. Will never. Okay. Yes, that's an example. For example, if you forget my birthday, I will never forgive you. Si te olvidas de mi cumpleaños, no te voy a perdonar nunca, right? So the characteristic here is that we can use the if clause, the word if, but it's also important to know that the structure is quite different because the consequence or the result that we are expecting is in a future way, in a future tense. So we talk about a future consequence. We're going to use the if clause in present simple, but the second clause, I mean the clause that goes after the comma, it's going to use future with will, right? So we're going to use the future, a future sentence with will. This is kind of the peculiar thing about this first conditional. Don't forget, guys, that we can switch. We can switch places and we can start using the consequence first and then the condition, right? So for example, we can say this in another way or change just into the other form. We can say, I will never forgive you if you forget my birthday. When you do this and you change or switch places and you start with the result or the consequence, you're not going to use the comma, okay? Always that you have this word if in the middle of the sentence, you don't need any comma. But when you start the sentence with if, of course, you're going to use a comma. Don't forget that. This works for zero conditional and first conditional as well. So, for example, if I decide to change the sentence in zero conditional, if I go to the shopping center. Look at this, it happens the same, right? As I change the order, I don't need any comma now. Sí, como cambiamos la posición, no necesito ninguna coma. Just that, guys. Don't forget about these. Keep in mind all these characteristics and explanation about the zero and first conditional, okay? No se olviden del uso del zero and first conditional. Now, as I was telling you before, guys, we're going to start with unit number 5. So it means that we will have to run because we need to cover. So let me share with you the screen so everybody can see and can help me answering some questions. These are easy questions, guys. Can you please think about the following questions? What hobbies are you, what hobbies and interests do you have? What are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time? Okay, this would be question number 1. Question number 2. Could any of these hobbies you have become a job? Maybe? Could any of your hobbies become a job? And number 3 goes directly with number 2. Would you like to do this kind of jobs? If so, would you like to do this kind of jobs? Okay, guys, so we have 3 different questions right here. Think about your hobbies, and I'm going to ask some of you to help me answering question number 1. Okay? So we're going to start with question number 1. Can you please, Carlita, tell me what hobbies and interests do you have?
My hobbies is I like practice sports
Okay.
and I like cooking. Me gusta cocinar.
And cook. Okay, you like to cook. Excellent. So here we have 2 different hobbies, right? When you're talking about more than one hobby, try to use hobbies are. Sí, cuando hablemos de más de un hobby, no se olviden de utilizar son. My hobbies are. This is a good question. Don't maybe write it down. That this is a possible question you may have in your speaking proficiency test. Sí, cuando ustedes dan la suficiencia, esta es una pregunta que les puede venir con un mayor rango de posibilidad en su prueba de speaking. ¿Sí? What are your hobbies? What do you like to do? Or what do you do in your free time? ¿Sí? Cualquiera de esas pueden caerles en su examen de suficiencia. So it's good for you to start practicing this. Can you help me please with the answer of the number 1, question number 1? Please, Carlitos, what hobbies do you have?
My hobbies are play soccer, play guitar, and cooking.
Play the guitar and cooking, right? Okay. Cooking again. Okay. Let's listen to someone else, a hobby. Janet Zita, can you help me? What hobbies do you have? What hobbies or interests do you have?
My hobby is practice sport, for example, soccer. I like
Okay, play soccer. Thank you, Janetcita. And Christian, can you tell me what do you do? What are your hobbies?
Well, my favorite habit is play video games.
Okay. Thank you, Christian. So guys, here we have different kind of interests or hobbies. Think about the following. Would any of these hobbies, do you think any of these hobbies maybe could become a job? What do you think? Can you tell me? Let me see. Paola, can you tell me, do you think any of these hobbies or maybe your hobbies could become a job?
Okay, personally, my hobbies, I like to do social work.
Okay.
I think this a job. I could be a social work in the ONG, ¿cómo se dice?
Yes, you could be a social worker in an ONG.
ONG.
Yes. So this could be a job, or this could become a job, of course. Thank you. What about you, Leslie? Do you think any of these hobbies could become a job, or maybe your hobbies could become a job?
In my opinion, if work that works,
Okay, in your opinion, can you repeat the answer, please?
in my opinion, if work like to do this work,
Okay, I still don't get the idea. Can you tell me in Spanish what you want to say, please?
que en mi opinión sí me gustaría realizar el trabajo de fútbol.
Okay, you would like to play soccer as a job, right? Okay, play soccer, yes, it can become a job. Maybe it's a hobby for some people, but if you are good enough, you can become a soccer player, right? So play soccer would become as a soccer player, right? So this is the way how this hobby could become a job, right? Thank you. So, what do you think about these jobs? Would you like to have one of these jobs, Alexis? Would you like to be a soccer player, for example? What do you think, Alexis? Wake up, Alexis, come on. Aldrich, for example, can you tell me, would you like to do any of these jobs? Maybe would you like to be a soccer player?
Yes, teacher, I like play soccer.
Okay, you like play soccer, so you would enjoy these kind of jobs, right? The thing here is that some of our hobbies could actually become a second job, right? Or maybe they could be our first option of work or study, okay? Don't forget about that. Sí, muchas veces los hobbies pueden ir ligados a la actividad que vamos a desarrollar posteriormente, ¿no? O se pueden volver incluso en una fuente secundaria de ingresos. So think about the hobbies you have, the interests you have, and maybe they later can help you to have or to earn a little bit of extra money. Okay, don't forget about that. Let's see. Today we have 2 videos, guys. 2 videos about these ladies. What do you think Rachel and Becky are doing or are going to do? What do you think, Joanna? What do you think Becky and Rachel are doing in this picture?
Teacher Erika Joana o Joana?
Sorry, Joanna Delgado.
The converse, a ver, sería, sería, the question, the flowers, preguntando sobre las flores.
Okay, they are asking about the flowers. Could be an option. Thank you, Joanna. What do you think about this, Marjorie? What do you think Rachel and Becky are going to do?
Good morning, teacher. I think that the conversation in Rachel and Becky, the topic, the work, job, and hobbies.
Okay, you think that maybe they are talking about their hobbies? That's a good option. It could be the answer. Yes. And we're going to see what are they going to do or what are they talking about, okay? You're going to watch a short video about this, and then you're going to help me completing some specific parts of a few sentences, okay? So pay attention. Guys, to the next video. Let me share with you the screen so you can see the video and also the sound of my computer so you can listen carefully. Pay attention, guys.
Hi. Oh, hi, Becky. How are you? I'm fine, thanks. So are you ready for your photo shoot? Huh. I guess so. The shop looks great. Oh, that's because of Tina. She spent the morning cleaning up. Well, she did a great job. So, Tina, are you going to be in the photos too?
No. I hate having my photo taken.
I see. Anyway, if you're ready...
Oh, make sure you get my good side.
You look great.
Thank you. So how do you want to do this?
Let me see. I think it would be best if I just take some natural shots of you looking busy with the flowers.
Okay.
That's really good.
Oh, shall I carry on?
Yes, that's great. So why did you become a florist?
Oh, that's a good question. I've always loved flowers, ever since I was a little girl. So it seemed a natural thing for me to do. I think it's really important that you do something that you enjoy.
Fantastic. Yeah, it must be nice to have a job like yours. The freedom you have, and you can be creative, and you're your own boss.
You sound like you don't enjoy your job.
No, not at the moment. Not for a while, actually.
Really? What's wrong with it?
Oh, lots of things. For instance, all I seem to do is deal with other people's problems, like issues with their pay or holidays. And I hate being stuck inside an office all day, staring at the clock.
Oh dear.
I wish I had a job where I could travel the world, spread my wings, be free.
Such as?
I don't know. That's the problem. Lovely.
Can I see?
Sure. Here you go.
That's great.
Thank you.
Well, how about becoming a professional photographer? You're really good.
I don't know. Tina, how about a quick shot of you and Rachel together?
Do I have to?
Oh, go on. Just stand by Rachel for a moment.
Okay, guys, so you saw Rachel and Becky, they were talking, and as you told me previously, yes, they think to be discussing a little bit about jobs, right, or hobbies. They were talking a little bit about this. So guys, let me show you some of the questions I want you to help me completing, and then we're going to see again the video so you can help me with the answers, okay? Pay attention. We need to complete these 5 sentences with some of the words that these ladies, Rachel and Becky, were telling us in the video. Okay, number 1 we have, Tina spent the morning. Well, we need to look for the right word. Tenemos que buscar la palabra que corresponde, ¿sí? Tina to be in the photos. ¿Qué pasa con Tina y las fotos? Vamos a escuchar nuevamente, ¿ok? Becky thinks that being a florist is good because you can be your own. Becky cree que ser o trabajar en una floristería es bueno porque puede ser su propio, ¿qué será? Vamos a escuchar nuevamente. Number 4 we have, Becky doesn't like dealing with other people's. ¿Con qué no le gusta tratar a Becky? ¿Con qué? Algo de otras personas. Vamos a ver qué es. Y la última tenemos, Rachel suggests that Becky could be. ¿Cuál es la profesión que sugiere hacia el final del video Rachel para Becky? Okay, let's rewatch the video. Let's rewatch the video and then you're going to help me with the answers, okay? Luego me ayudan con las respuestas. Vamos nuevamente al video. Okay, guys, let's watch the video again.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Becky.
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
So are you ready for your photo shoot?
Huh. I guess so.
The shop looks great.
Oh, that's because of Tina. She spent the morning cleaning up.
Well, she did a great job.
So, can you remember the answer for the first one? What was Tina doing during the morning?
Cleaning up.
Exactly, she was cleaning up. So we're going to see the next answer, okay?
So, Tina, are you going to be in the photos too?
No, I hate having my photo taken.
I see.
So, again, what happens with Tina? What happens with Tina and the pictures? Does she like to be in pictures or what?
She don't want to be in the photos.
Exactly, she doesn't want, right? Here we have, she was cleaning up And in number 2, we have that she doesn't like, she doesn't like to be in the photos, or she hates, right? Any of those works good in this one. Let's see. The next one, let's listen. The next one is Becky thinks that being a florist is good because you can become. Let's listen.
Anyway, if you're ready, make sure you get my good side. You look great. Thank you. So how do you want to do this? Let me see. I think it would be best if I just take some natural shots of you looking busy with the flowers. Okay. That's really good.
Oh, shall I carry on?
Yes, that's great. So why did you become a florist?
Oh, that's a good question. I've always loved flowers, ever since I was a little girl. So it seemed a natural thing for me to do. I think it's really important that you do something that you enjoy.
Fantastic. Yeah, it must be nice to have a job like yours. The freedom you have, and you can be creative, and you're your own boss.
You sound like you don't enjoy your job.
No, not at the moment. Not for a while, actually.
Really? What's wrong with it?
Oh, lots of things. For instance, all I seem to do is deal with other people's problems, like issues with their pay or holidays. And I hate being stuck inside an office all day, staring at the clock.
Oh dear.
I wish I had a job where I could travel the world, spread my wings, be free.
Such as?
I don't know. That's the problem. Lovely.
Can I see?
Sure. Here you go.
That's great.
Thank you.
Well, how about becoming a professional photographer? You're really good.
I don't know. Tina, how about a quick shot of you and Rachel together?
Do I have to?
Oh, go on. Just stand by Rachel for a moment.
Okay, guys. So now you can help me completing the whole part of this sentence. We were saying that Tina spent all the morning cleaning up. You also told me that Tina hated or doesn't want to be in the photos. And number 3, Becky thinks that being a florist is good because you can be your own. What do you think is the right word here?
Boss.
Exactly, you can be your own boss, right? Puede ser su propio jefe. Exactly. What about number 4? Becky doesn't like dealing with other people's
Problems.
Perfect. Problems. She doesn't want to see anything with other people's problems. And finally, Rachel suggests Becky could be a... What do you think? What's the job that Rachel is suggesting to Becky?
Photographer professional.
Okay. Professional. Oops, let me just come back. To be a professional photographer, right? Presentation is running like crazy. I don't know what happened. Okay, let me just Change. Yes. This would be the right answer. So, yes, Rachel was suggesting that Becky could use her hobby of taking pictures and become a professional photographer. And this could be her job, okay? A job that she enjoys doing. Something that she likes to do. Okay, so in this unit, we're going to see, you're going to listen to some useful phrases that you can use when you want to give reasons, when you want to tell or talk about results, or when you want to give some examples, okay? So, for example, here we have, complete the sentences with the words in the box. Which words do you think, or which word do you think that can go with sentence number 1? That's
Because of.
Because of Tina. Okay. That's because of, let me write it over there. Thank you, Carlita. Let's see number 2. What do you think is the right answer? Kevin.
For instance.
¿Cómo nos quedaría?
Oh, lots of right instance. All the thing to do is I deal with other people problems.
Okay, for instance. Lots of things. For instance, all I seem to do is deal with other people's problems, yes. What could be the next answer right there?
Like, teacher.
Okay, could be like issues with the payment or holidays. I wish I had a job where I could travel the world, spread my wings, and be free. And the last one we have is such as, right? Such. So, this short conversation we have right here, we're using some words here. Okay, as you can see, we use because of, for instance, like, and such as. Which of these words do you think are for giving, for example, giving reasons? ¿Qué palabras de estas nos servirán al momento que queremos dar una razón, explicar una razón? Give a reason.
For instance.
For instance. Okay. There's something else. One more.
Because of.
Because of, right? Because of. ¿Por qué? Estamos explicando, ¿no? Dando una razón. And to give examples, which words are you using here? Which words can we use in order to give examples? ¿Qué palabras utilizan ustedes para decir en lugar de for example?
Such as.
Such as, exactly. And what else? ¿Qué otra palabra nos permite a nosotros dar ejemplos? Don't worry because you have another exercise about this, recognizing this. Look carefully to the next chart, guys. Here we have some words as previously. Can you help me ordering these words in the right column? Vamos ordenando en la columna que corresponde. To give reasons. ¿Qué palabras utilizarían ustedes para dar o una explicación? You were telling me because of. What else?
For example.
Reasons, not examples.
I know. For instance.
Because.
Just because, okay. Because, ¿qué más?
Due to.
Due to, exactly, that's a good one. Debido a, ese es el significado de esta palabra, due to. Debido a, perfect. When you talk about giving results, ¿cómo ustedes presentan el resultado de algo?
As a result, teacher.
Exactly.
So.
Okay. So we can use it also with or in the context of giving results, yes. So let me write it over here. Entonces, no, y presentamos el resultado, exactly. What about, we use it, this, giving examples.
For instance. For example.
What else? What other do we have? We can use such as, we already use, for example, for instance. Yes, ese such as me dijeron hace un ratito, ¿verdad? Such as. There's another extra word we can use when we give examples. Which is it? For example, when you say, I like to play some sports, like soccer, basketball, or volleyball. ¿Qué otra palabra ocupamos? Con el significado de por ejemplo.
Like.
Like, exactly. Este like nos sirve para empezar a numerar cierto tipo de objetos, situaciones, cosas o lugares, ¿no? Like, ¿cómo? Como por ejemplo, ¿sí? Este like tiene el significado de por ejemplo. And finally, we have this since. Where do you think this should be? ¿En dónde estaría o debería estar este since? Que significa desde.
Giving reasons, teacher.
Giving reasons, exactly. You're giving reasons. When you are giving reasons, when you are explaining something, you can use the word since. Perfect. Don't forget about these, guys. If you can maybe make a screenshot or take a picture of this, because you're going to use these phrases later, okay? So in the next one, I think I have it resolved. Yes, here we have the whole work. Now, can you help me, please? We're going to pass this part of the underline thing because we need to move a little bit faster and we have just one video left. Can you please, Steffi, answer this question? Which photo do you think is best for Rachel's website? Which of these 3 photos do you think it's better for her website?
Letter B.
Okay, yes, that could be a good option for her website, right? Here we have Rachel smiling with a rose in her hand. Yes. Thank you. So this could be an option. Now, we're going to watch the second part of the video, guys. Pay attention to the video because you're going to help me answering these 2 questions. What is Rachel looking on the computer? What is she looking at on the computer? And do they choose a photo for Rachel's website in the end? So pay attention if they choose or they didn't choose any photo. Pay attention and let me share with you the screen so you can see the video. Okay, just give me a second. Let me look for the video. Okay, here it is. And let me share with you the screen. Okay, guys, so pay attention to the second part of the video.
So look at this. There are loads of photography courses you can do. Photojournalism, for example, or portrait photography.
Thanks. That's great. But we're meant to be choosing which photos you want for your website.
Okay. But I just think it's something that you should consider.
Well, maybe. Let's look at the photos for now.
Hey, Becky, these are great.
Thank you.
I think this is the best one.
Rachel, we can't see you in that one.
Okay. Let me see. I think this one.
Okay, so can anybody remember what were they looking at the computer?
Photography courses.
Okay, could be. What do you think they were also watching on the computer? Is there any other thing you maybe consider here? What were they looking at on the computer?
I think it was a page where people upload their photos.
Okay, they were watching a website. Photography, we can say free a photography website to upload photos. Thank you, Wendy. So these were some of the options, right? Like Rachel was like pushing Becky to become a professional photographer. At the end, did they choose a photo for Rachel's website? What do you think? Could they choose the picture for the website or not? Let's see again so you can help me with the answer, okay? Look carefully again, guys. Let me replay it.
So look at this. There are loads of photography courses you can do. Photojournalism, for example, or portrait photography.
Thanks. That's great. But we're meant to be choosing which photos you want for your website.
Okay. But I just think it's something that you should consider.
Well, maybe. Let's look at the photos for now.
Hey, Becky, these are great.
Thank you.
I think this is the best one.
Rachel, we can't see you in that one.
Okay. Let me see. I think this one.
So guys, what do you think? Did they choose the picture for Rachel's website? Yes or no?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, at the end they deal with this photo thing and they could choose one picture for Rachel's website. Excellent. So guys, can you help me with this? We're going to complete some sentences with specific words, okay? First, you're going to help me completing these. You're going to listen to this conversation, these 2 lines, and you're going to help me with the answer right here, okay? So, pay attention to the record, guys. Mucha atención con el audio que van a escuchar para que me puedan ayudar completando ese espacio vacío, okay? Pay attention, guys. Listen carefully.
Track 2.17.
Rachel, we can't see you in that one. Okay, let me see. I think this one.
Okay, what's the missing word right here?
Let me see. Let me see.
Perfect. Perfect, ladies. Let me see. Déjame ver, ¿no? What are these phrases about? ¿Para qué nos sirven estas frases que estamos viendo? These phrases are going to give us some extra time to think for an answer, ¿ok? Con este tipo de frases nosotros estamos como que justificando de cierta manera el tiempo que nos tomamos para dar una respuesta. Sí, a veces nos hacen preguntas incómodas, puede ser, y uno está empezando a pensar cómo responder, ¿no? Let me see. Déjame ver. ¿Cómo te digo que no, por ejemplo? Let me see. Déjame ver. You're giving yourself some time to think about the answers. Se están ustedes un poco dando unos minutitos, un par de segunditos más de tiempo para responder. So now I'm going to ask some of you to help me completing, please, the next sentences using these words we have on the box. Okay, we have the word just, let, sure, well, and that's. Can you help me completing number 1, Bibi? Ayúdame, Bibi, leyendo y completando la número 1. Come on.
When did you meet Frankie? Let me see. I think it was in 2004.
Okay. We have let, right? When did you meet Frankie? Let me see. I think it was in 2004. Déjame ver. Creo que fue en el 2004, ¿no? Let me see. Okay. Very good, baby. Thank you. Can you help me with number 2, reading and completing, please, Jason? Number 2.
This thermometer says it's 21 grades in here. I'm not sure. I think that's wrong.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I think that's wrong, right? No estoy seguro. Creo que, I think that's wrong. Okay, thank you. Can you help me with number 3, please? Erika Joanna, could you help me with completing number 3?
Sure, teacher. That's a good question. I was about 15, I think.
Yes. So here we have, how old were you when you decided to work with animals? ¿Sí? ¿Qué edad tenías cuando decidiste trabajar con los animales? That's a good question. Esa es una buena pregunta. I was about 15, I think. Creo que tenía 15, ¿no? Let's see. This number, let me see, number 4. Can you help me with number 4, please, Bunny? ¿Cómo nos quedaría?
Yes, teacher. What time does the restaurant open? Just a second, is not sure. I'll check on their website.
Okay. Yes, just a second sería lo que nosotros solemos decir como dame un segundito. Un segundito, por favor, o dame un minutito, ¿no? Eso significa just a second. Just a second. I'm not sure. Well, I check on the website. Sí, no estoy seguro. Dame un segundito, no estoy seguro. Voy a comprobar en la página web. Okay. And finally, the last one, number 5. Can you help me completing, Christian?
Why did you decide to resign? Well, I was bored in my job.
Exactly. So why did you decide to resign? Well, I was bored in my job, right? Well, cuando ustedes dicen bueno, nos están dando como que esos 2 segunditos extra para poder dar su respuesta. Well, so don't forget about these. These are phrases you can use in order to give yourself some extra time to think about the answer, ¿sí? Cuando ustedes no saben qué responder y están todavía armando las respuestas en su cabeza, pueden utilizar estas frases como para darse un poco más de tiempo. Let me see. Sure. That's a good question. Just a second. Or well. Okay, so here Don't forget about these phrases. Let me see. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Just a second. Or just well, no? Well, don't forget about this. Let's move to the pronunciation chart, guys. For this example, listen carefully what I'm going to ask for you to do at home. Okay, pay attention. At home, put your hand on your throat and try to push it a little bit, right? Just to feel the vibration in your throat. Van a colocar su mano en la garganta, ¿sí? Y a sentir la vibración que hacen, que hace el sonido mientras ustedes hablan, ¿no? Put your hand or your fingers on the throat and try to pronounce these words at home. Van a pronunciar estas palabras en la casa. Hey, people, Becky, or being. Okay, pay, people, Becky, and being. And now, once that you pronounce these words at home, please, guys, could you tell me, or can you help me completing these rules we have right here? Una vez hecho el ejercicio y después de escuchar, ya les voy a hacer escuchar las palabras, ayúdenme a completar estas dos reglas, okay? When you say B or P, this is a sound, or there is a sound in the throat. When you say P, then you have like a vibration or a sound in your throat. And when you say B, is there a sound or in your throat? Okay, guys, let me just play the record. Van a escuchar las 4 palabras ahí. Y luego me van a ayudar con sus respuestas, ¿ok?
Track 2.18. Pay. People. Becky. Being.
Okay, guys, so can you tell me your answers? When you say, cuando nosotros decimos, ¿qué palabra? ¿Qué palabra será? P o B. Que hay un sonido como una vibración en la garganta. Which one do you think? Let me ask. Angie.
Letter B.
Letter B. Exactly. With letter B, we have this kind of vibration, right? Or sound in our throat. So when we pronounce or when we use letter B, we're going to have a sound in our throat. What about letter P? With letter P, we're not going to listen or feel any sound because it's just like, hey, people, okay? That's something interesting you should know. Okay, guys, thank you for helping me complete these exercises. Now, what are we going to do, guys? It's time for you to speak. So pay attention to this following instruction, okay? You're going to think about what's your dream job, okay? What's your dream job? What would you like to do when you are going to work? And what's your favorite natural place? Okay, maybe going to the beach, going to the mountains, or visiting a forest, anything. And you are going to try to match both, ¿ok? Vamos a tratar de unir los dos. El lugar natural que nos gusta y tal vez nuestro trabajo soñado. ¿Sí? El que nosotros deseamos con toda nuestra alma hacer. And you're going to make a short sentence like this one right here, okay? So you're going to try to make something similar to this. Let me see. Estamos tomando un poco de tiempo, ¿no es cierto? Para pensar la respuesta. I think my dream job involves working with animals, right? So, for example, if you like a lot animals, yes, that your work dream would be something involving with animals. For example, to become a vet, right? Ese podría ser un ejemplo. Me gustan mucho los animales, así que creo que mi trabajo soñado podría ser to become a vet, right? Ser veterinario. Or maybe you like, I don't know, something else, like you like the beach, let me say. That's another. You can work in a place related with the beach, right? For example, maybe you could like to be a surfer, could be that it's related with the beach, or maybe you would like to be a tourist. So think about the answer of these two questions. Make a sentence and try to use these phrases that we were discussing a little bit earlier. Okay, so try to use some phrases to have some time to answer, and also don't forget to use these giving reasons or giving results or giving examples words, okay? How much time are you going to have for this activity, guys? You're going to have just 2 to 3 minutes to do this work individually, because later you're going to share your answers with your classmates, okay? So let me see if you got it. Can you tell me, please? Asu, what do we have to do? ¿Qué tenemos que hacer, Asu?
We're going to asking the question using the phrase to learning before.
Okay, yes, you're going to answer these questions yourself with your own information. Sí, estas preguntas son personales, es decir, que van a responder con su propia conocimiento, ¿no? Con lo que esté de acuerdo a su realidad. You're going to answer these questions and you're going to use the phrases that we already seen previously. Exactly. How much time do you have for this activity, Erika Chuga?
The 2 and 3 minutes.
Exactly, you have 2 to 3 minutes. Tupac, are you working in groups or are you working alone?
Individual.
Individually, exactly, guys. So think about this, write down your answer, escriban en algún papelito su respuesta, and your 3 minutes start just now, okay? Desde este momento tienen sus 3 minutos. Okay, guys, now that you have your answers, now that you know what are you going to say, and it's not so big because it's just a sentence, you're going to work in groups now, okay? And you're going to share your answers with your classmates, okay? Esta vez ya vamos a compartir las respuestas, right? You're going to share the answers with the rest of the group. For this activity, you're going to have, I think 7 minutes is enough, 7 minutes to complete this activity, okay? And you're working in groups this time. So can you tell me what do we have to do now, please, Paul? What do we have to do now? Okay, Paul is not there. Santiago Mejia, can you help me? What do we have to do now?
Answer the questions in 7 minutes.
In 7 minutes, exactly. You're going to share your answers in 7 minutes with your classmates, okay? Van a compartir sus respuestas en 7 minutos con los compañeros que les toque en el grupo, okay? This is the group work. You can now enter to your groups, guys. Ya pueden ingresar a sus grupos y empezar a compartir sus respuestas, okay, guys? Enter to your groups. Enter to your groups. Okay, enter to your groups, Paul as well, Daniel. Okay, guys, how are you doing with the sharing?
Okay, teacher. Aldrich, what's your dream job?
My dream job is working in an electrical company.
Okay. What's your favorite natural place?
My favorite natural place is the mountains and forests.
Okay. Wendy, what's your dream job?
Well, I'm not sure. I think my dream job is to be a marketing manager.
Pet, because I like animals and look after the animals. And you, Christian?
Oh, in my case, let me see, it is equal to you. I suppose my dream job is a vet because I can help the animals. And what's your favorite natural place, Vanessa?
My favorite natural
place is the mountains because I like to enjoy in the fresh air.
Let me see. My favorite natural place is the forest. Ahora yo preguntaría, ¿no? Marjorie, what's your dream job?
Teacher, reciencito nomás terminamos.
Yes, I suppose So because the rest of your classmates are also finishing the work.
I believe that my dream job will be assistant veterinary because I like the animals, especially the pets. Yes, it is. The second question is, what is your favorite natural place? Janet, por favor, can the
Okay, everyone, I could see that some of you did a good job. You actually share the information I asked you. I could hear a few things just when you're talking about something you like, and this something is plural, don't forget to use are. For example, one of the things I like to do is go to the mountains, no? Or one of the places I like are the mountains, right? Don't forget about that, the correct use of plurals. And well, guys, you did a great job with unit or lesson C. Yes, tell me.
teacher, I have a question.
Sure.
The traduction to Costa is same or is other?
If you like, for example, to talk about the coast, se escribe diferente. Sí, vamos a utilizar, voy a escribir justo en la pantalla. Esta sería como la the coast region or coast a place, no, like the place you want to go. Coast es diferente, no podemos decir costa region, sino si hay una palabra que podemos utilizar en lugar de costa.
Ya, entonces la traducción es cost. Cost.
Coast.
Ya.
Es la palabra para referirnos a la costa.
Yeah, thank
You're welcome. Here we have another question for you guys. As I was telling you previously, that's all we had to learn from lesson 5C. We're moving now to lesson 5D. And in this lesson, we're going to remember or to make a short review about this topic. We were discussing a little bit about nature and wild animals, remember? Now it's the turn for you to tell me, how much do you know about whales? How much do you know about whales, Tupac? ¿Qué tanto sabe Tupac de las ballenas? How much or what do you know about whales, Tupac?
Just to check. I don't know much.
Okay. You don't know much about whales? What about you, Marlon? How much do you know about whales?
I know very little about whales, such as they are mammalia animals and they are very big.
That's a good explanation. Yes, this is something interesting. They are mammals, so mamíferos, and they are very big, right? They are very big. Thank you, Marlon. Carlitos, do you know something else about whales? Do you know something else?
The whales live in the sea.
Yes, they live in the sea. Exactly. So they are sea animals, right? Son animales marinos. Sea animals, thank you. Do you ladies know any other thing about these whales? Maybe it's Steffi. Do you know something else about whales?
I only know that they are very big. Nada más, teacher.
Nothing else. Yes, these are huge animals, right? Son gigantes. Okay, don't worry about that because we're just wondering how much do you know about these animals. Now, what are we going to do, guys? I'm going to ask some of you these 7 questions. And you're going to tell me if you think these are true or false, okay? So, we will later see the result. Luego vamos a ver si han sido verdaderas o falsas. Pero en primer lugar vamos a aventurarnos a ver las respuestas, okay? So, for example, what do you think of a first sentence, Jason? Whales aren't fish, so they need to come to the surface to breathe. Do you think this is true or false?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Okay, you think it's true? Let me write it over here. What about number 2, money? All whales have teeth. Todas las ballenas tienen dientes. What do you think? True or false?
False.
False.
False, okay. Let's see. Later we're going to see. Marjorie, what about number 3? Female whales are bigger than male ones. Las ballenas hembras son más grandes que los machos. What do you think? True or false?
False.
False, okay. Let me write it over here. Let's see number 4. Whales never stop because they need to breathe. Can you tell me if this is true or false, Paul?
False.
Okay. Paul says this is false. What about the next one, Kevin? Whales breathe every 15 minutes. True or false?
True.
True, okay. What about the next, Santi Mejia? Whales can communicate by singing to each other. True or false? What do you think, Santiago Mejia? Okay, Santi is not here. Can you tell me, please, Leslie, what do you think? Is this true or false?
True.
Okay, maybe this is true. And the last one, can you help me, please, Alexis? Whales sometimes swim onto the shore and they can't get back to the sea. Is this true or false?
It's true.
Okay, this is true. Let's see. So here we have some of the options, right? True, false, true, false. We're going to see if they truly are the answers you told me, okay? So we're going to listen a short record about whales, okay? So we can have our answers right, okay? So let me share with you the record Pay attention, guys, so you can help me later with some questions. Pay attention. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Let me play it again. When I get to Lane Cove, I'm meeting Sam Collins from the Marine Life Service. I'm going to help Sam and a team of local people to try and save these whales. Okay, I've just arrived and talked to Sam. It's quite cold, so I think I'll change into my wetsuit before going down onto the beach to work with other people who've come here to help these whales. So far, about 50 people have turned up and more are coming. If more people come, we'll have a chance of succeeding. So, I'm in a team of 4 people and we're looking after just one poor whale. Sam says it's female, and what we've done is we've covered her with wet towels and we're pouring buckets of water over her to keep her cool.
Teacher, I can't hear.
Right? Did you listen the record? Maybe you wasn't listening, right? You weren't listening. Let me share again the sound of my computer because it wasn't shared. Now, guys, can you listen the record? Let me repeat it again.
20 and 30 whales have come ashore.
Can you hear that?
Track 2.21.
I'm on my way to Lane Cove, where between 20 and 30 whales have come ashore and can't get back out to sea again. When I get to Lane Cove, I'm meeting Sam Collins from the Marine Life Service. I'm going to help Sam and a team of local people to try and save these whales. Okay, I've just arrived and talked to Sam. It's quite cold, so I think I'll change into my wetsuit before going down onto the beach to work with other people who've come here to help these whales. So far, about 50 people have turned up and more are coming. If more people come, we'll have a chance of succeeding. So, I'm in a team of 4 people and we're looking after just one poor whale. Sam says it's female, and what we've done is we've covered her with wet towels and we're pouring buckets of water over her to keep her cool. We have to be careful where we put the towels. If we cover her blowhole, she won't be able to breathe. Sam says our whale's in good condition and he thinks she'll survive. The tide's coming in soon. I'm going to help dig up sand around the whale to make a hole. When the water comes in, it'll fill up the hole. Better get going. Yes! Success! The tide came in. Our whale floated again. There were about 5 of us. We pushed and she fought back a bit. Then she took off. What a great feeling. She's swimming back out to sea. I think she's going to be okay.
Okay, guys, so you were listening a record about this lady that seems to be an environmental journalist who is helping to take a whale into the shore, right? Into the sea again, sorry. The whale was in the shore and she and other people are helping the whale to go back to the sea. So, truly, the right answers are everything less or except from sentence or statement number 4. This is the only one which is false. This is the only false sentence. Whales never sleep because they need to breathe. That's false. Whales do need to sleep. They also sleep. But the rest of the sentences or the answers are completely true. So whales have teeth. They have teeth, so it's true. Sí, las ballenas también tienen dientes. And the females are bigger than the male ones. También, ¿no? Las ballenas hembras son mucho más grandes que las ballenas macho. Okay? So, just to understand this record, we're going to make again, or we're going to listen again the record, okay? But this time you're going to help me answering some questions. Esta vez vamos a escuchar nuevamente el record y ustedes me van a ayudar a responder estas preguntas, ¿ok? Let me make it bigger. I think that everybody can see the book, right? Todos pueden observar el libro, ¿verdad? Okay. So look at the picture. Here we have the people trying to push the whale into the sea again, right? Están tratando como de moverle nuevamente. And the whale into the sea. Tratando de que la ballena vuelva al mar. Look at this. Here we can see that there is not just one, but there are many. Sí, hay algunas whales over here. So you're going to listen to the record and you're going to help me answering these 3 questions right here. How many whales is Liz looking after? Es decir, ¿cuántas ballenas espera ver o está más bien cuidando? En este caso, está cuidando Liz, la journalist, la periodista. ¿Cuántas ballenas están cuidando? Is she working alone or maybe is she working in group? And what happened at the end with the whales, okay? So let's listen again and you help me with your answers, guys.
Track 2.21.
I'm on my way to Lane Cove, where between 20 and 30 whales have come ashore and can't get back out to sea again. When I get to Lane Cove, I'm meeting Sam Collins from the Marine Life Service. I'm going to help Sam and a team of local people to try and save these whales.
How many whales did they have to look after? Did you listen? How many? Justo al inicio nos hablaba del número de ballenas.
20 and 30.
20 to 30, exactly. There are a lot of whales, right? 20 to 30. So is she working in alone, all by herself, or maybe she's working in group? What do you think?
She's working in a group.
Yes, she's working in a group. She says that she is going to be with some locals, right? Ella habla de que va a trabajar con la gente local, la gente del pueblo. Okay, let's see what happens at the end.
Okay, I've just arrived and talked to Sam. It's quite cold, So I think I'll change into my wetsuit before going down onto the beach to work with other people who've come here to help these whales. So far, about 50 people have turned up and more are coming. If more people come, we'll have a chance of succeeding. So, I'm in a team of 4 people and we're looking after just one poor whale. Sam?
Okay, here we have, she's in a group of 4 people and she's looking after how many whales? ¿Por cuántas ballenas está, cuántas ballenas está cuidando en ese momento? Was she taking care or looking after 20 to 30 whales or how many? Listen, guys, listen.
So, I'm in a team of 4 people and we're looking after just one poor whale.
So, how many whales is she looking after?
One and 4.
Just one poor whale. Si nos dice de una, estoy cuidando a una pobre ballena. One poor whale. And she was in a group of 3 to 4 people, right? Let's see what happened.
Sam says it's female, and what we've done is we've covered her with wet towels and we're pouring buckets of water over her to keep her cool. We have to be careful where we put the towels. If we cover her blowhole, she won't be able to breathe. Sam says our whale's in good condition and he thinks she'll survive. The tide's coming in soon. I'm going to help dig up sand around the whale to make a hole. When the water comes in, it'll fill up the hole. Better get going. Yes! Success! The tide came in. Our whale floated again. There were about 5 of us. We pushed and she fought back a bit. Then she took off. What a great feeling. She's swimming back out to sea. I think she's going to be okay.
Okay, guys, so what happened in the end with the whale?
In the end, the whale was able to return to the sea.
Yes. Finally, in the end, the whale could go back to the sea. Yes. They could save the whale. Imagine they had to take care or at least try to help the 20 to 30 was a big group of whales, right? Era un grupo grande de ballenas porque ahí nos decía que tenían que o estaban varadas en la costa al menos de 20 a 30 ballenas, ¿no? Es un grupo muy grande. And they had to take care of each one of these whales. Okay, guys, that was interesting and was good to know. Now, I want you to help me reading the first part of this, please. Vane, can you help me reading what is an essay?
What is an essay? The word essay originally meant to test or write out. The academic essay, however, now has the more usual meaning a short piece of analytical writing or a given subject.
Exactly.
¿Sigo, teacher?
No, just leave it there. Thank you. Today we're going to, or in this unit, we're going to learn how to make an essay, how to write an academic essay. So as you are seeing here, this academic essay is a short piece of analytical writing This means that you need to make a short research or look up in some documents, articles, or books for some information that maybe can help you or support your work or your ideas or your comments. Okay. So why can we write essays, or why do we need to write essays? Carlitos, can you help me reading the second question and the answer, please?
Why write essay?
Mm-hmm.
Essay writing is an essential part of learning process.
Mm-hmm.
It involves time times management, letting the deadline for the essay, gathering information, appropriate resource and reference, interpreting and analyzing the information, organizing and structuring your thoughts and ideas, planning what you are going to write, following a set of writing conventions, communicate those thoughts and ideas clearly on paper, reviewing the market essays for future improvement.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for helping me with the reading. So why do we write these essays? These essays are part of the learning process. Why? Because they involve so many skills that you need for the future in your jobs, okay? So to write an essay, it's required to manage your time wisely. Okay, this is very important, your time management. Necesitamos manejo del tiempo, gather information, ¿sí? Reunir información sobre el tema que vayamos a escribir el ensayo. Interpreting and analyzing the information. Es decir, que de toda la información que nosotros reunimos, ¿no? Sobre el tema, de ciertas fuentes, tenemos que interpretar o analizar esa información. No todo nos va a servir, ¿verdad? Entonces, we need to interpret and analyze the information. We are also going to organize and structure our thoughts and ideas. Sí, va a ser necesario también ir estructurando, ¿no? Organizando nuestras ideas para ir dándole forma a nuestro ensayo. Planning what are you going to write. This is important. You need to know what are you going to write, or what is going to be like the topic and the structures you want to manage. Sí, necesitamos saber o tener claro qué es lo que vamos a escribir en nuestro ensayo. Following a set of writing conventions. Sí, hay que seguir una cierta estructura. And we also need to communicate the thoughts and ideas very clearly on the paper. Es decir, que nosotros podemos tal vez conocer el tema, pero no somos tan capaces de comunicarlo de forma efectiva, de forma escrita, ¿no? In an essay. So that's why you need to communicate your thoughts and idea clearly when you're writing on the paper. And we need to review the market essay for future improvement. Sí, en algunos casos hay gente que mejora sus ensayos con el tiempo. Okay, guys, so we are learning a little bit about these writing essays, okay? So obviously, the style you're going to use to write your own essay, it's going to change. It will develop through practice or through time. So you will begin to write clearly, objectively, and persuasively as you continue developing these skills of writing essays. If we had more time, I think I would press you a little bit more with this essay thing, because this is important not just for English, but also for your student life, right? Es sumamente importante saber hacer un buen ensayo. No solo en inglés, sino también en español. Lo van a necesitar mucho para su vida académica e incluso cuando ustedes, si algunos de ustedes deciden continuar con la vida académica, es decir, seguir una maestría, les va a servir mucho hacer ensayos. Entonces, como estábamos diciendo, este ensayo pues nos sirve para muchas cosas. But we need to follow a structure, right? Or we need to follow some writing conventions. What's the basic structure of an essay? It's not so difficult. We have 3 parts. We're going to manage the introduction, or the first paragraph, where you're going to write your hook, your thesis, or your transition. ¿Sí? Este primer párrafo, que es el párrafo introductorio de su ensayo, les va a permitir a ustedes hablar o, valga la redundancia, introducir el tema, la teoría o la tesis que ustedes estén manejando sobre el tema que hayan escogido. Okay? Then we have the body paragraphs of the essay. I can suggest you that we, for example, to make a short essay, you can use 3 paragraphs to develop your ideas, okay? Or to give your main points. We can have 3 to 4 or maybe more, but I think 3 are good. Si 3 párrafos como cuerpo serían un tanto decentes para un ensayo corto. Don't forget that you need to use in these paragraphs some specific words. Okay, we're going to see those words later, but you need to talk about some main points of your investigation, using examples, using maybe statistics, using explanations, or maybe any other experience that can help you to develop your points. Okay, so in the body paragraphs, you're going to develop the main ideas. And finally, you have a conclusion paragraph, which is the end of your essay. So you are summarizing all your work and you're giving just the conclusions. It's something consists of the rest of the work, okay? So it also ties to the thesis. ¿Sí? Esta conclusión o este párrafo para terminar el ensayo les va a permitir a ustedes como dar un resumen, se podría decir, sintetizar todo su trabajo ya con cosas muy puntuales, ¿no? Esa sería the conclusion. These are the 3 parts of an essay. Tenemos 3 partes de un ensayo: introduction, the body, and the conclusion. That's it, okay? But you can also use some of these words in order to make your essay a little bit more interesting, okay? Para que su ensayo sea mucho más atractivo, más fácil de leer, mejor organizado o estructurado, pueden utilizarse o valerse ustedes de estas frases que tenemos aquí. You can use some phrases in order to open or to start the essay. You can use, it is often said that, many people claim that, in this day and age, nowadays, these days, and so on. ¿Sí? Y así podemos seguir de largo. Podemos ocupar cualquiera de estas frases cuando estamos empezando, ¿no? Para la introducción. Es decir, que para la introducción podrían ustedes utilizar cualquiera de estas opening phrases. Las que tenemos aquí. Okay? Now, when you are going to start your paragraphs, your body paragraphs, cuando ustedes van a empezar ya el cuerpo de su ensayo, es decir, ya van a empezar a señalar los puntos principales, you can use these spot or these sign letters, these sign words. Sí, tenemos estas palabras que nos ayudan mucho a ordenar nuestro cuerpo del ensayo. Es decir, podemos ocupar palabras como en primer lugar, ¿no? First, firstly, to start with, first of all, second or secondly, thirdly, etc., etc. Furthermore, in addition, and so on. Estas nos van a ayudar mucho para iniciar los párrafos del cuerpo de nuestro ensayo. But if in these paragraphs, maybe you want to use some examples or give examples. When you want to present your ideas, you can use these other phrases right here. ¿Sí? Cuando ustedes quieren dar ejemplos o tal vez presentar sus ideas, pueden utilizar este tipo de oraciones. When it comes to, in terms of, not only, but also, no solo, pasa esto, sino que también, ¿sí? A eso se refiere este, not only, but also, okay? With respect to, according to experts, for instance, for example, such as, estas oraciones para dar ejemplos, ya las vimos. Okay, so we're going to use these phrases when we want to make an essay, okay? There are some others. También vamos a encontrarnos con muchas otras más frases que nos pueden ayudar a escribir bien un ensayo. For example, we have when you want to give the result or the reason, as we were saying previously. Sí, también vimos estas frases con anterioridad, frases para dar resultados o respuestas, ¿verdad? As a result, consequently, on account of or due to, or the reason is, or because of, ¿sí? Todas esas nos sirven para dar resultados. When you want to contrast, ¿sí? Si ustedes quieren dedicarse tal vez en un párrafo de su cuerpo a comparar, when you want to contrast, you can use these. Podemos utilizar estas frases cuando queremos hacer comparaciones o contrastes, ¿no? Although or even though, despite and in spite of, despite the fact that, on the one hand and on the other hand, however, or nevertheless, or even so. And finally, the last part, when you arrive to the conclusion paragraph and you want to complete your essay, ya cuando ustedes quieren acabar su ensayo, completar su ensayo, podrían utilizar frases como to sum up, in conclusion, all things considered, or taking everything into consideration, or etc. But if you want to add your opinion in the conclusion, you can also use from my point of view, in my opinion, I think, I truly think, or I honestly believe, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So I hope that you have catch these phrases because you are really going to need them for your next task, okay? just before we start with the classwork, we're going to take into consideration this. ¿Sí? Antes de que empiecen con el classwork del día de hoy, don't forget and make sure to avoid this and write everything in full. What does it mean? ¿Qué significa? Que un ensayo es algo mucho más formal. ¿Sí? Un ensayo académico sobre todo es algo mucho más formal. ¿Qué significa que sea formal? This means that you are not going to use any abbreviation or any contraction, okay? We're going to use a formal writing style. Vamos a utilizar un estilo muy formal de escritura en el essay. Significa que están prohibidas las abreviaciones y también las contracciones. Si van a escribir algo como isn't, can't, wouldn't, aren't, va a tener que ser en su forma completa, no en contracciones. Would not, is not, cannot. Okay? This is a formal writing style. Something also important and you need to take into account when you write an essay is that this essay is impersonal. So you should avoid talking in first person. ¿Sí? Hay que evitar a toda costa cuando uno escribe un ensayo, escribirlo en primera persona. ¿Sí? Yo he investigado, yo esto otro, ¿sí? Generalmente, todo ensayo académico, ustedes ya deben saberlo, se escribe o se relata en tercera persona, ¿no? Se dice que, se cree que, se ha investigado que, pero no, yo he investigado, yo he encontrado, yo he leído, ¿ok? Pay attention to this. Esto es muy importante porque incluso le sirve para su tesis, ¿sí? Su trabajo de tesis. You are not going to write in an impersonal way. Sí, debe ser un relato impersonal. Talking about numbers, if you need to use numbers in your research or in your essay, try to write the full name of the number. Not just the number, ¿ok? Es decir, los números deben ser escritos. No, no el número, no vamos a utilizar el número como tal, sino más bien la palabra. For example, if we're using 3, not write the number 3, but write the word. No vamos a escribir el número, sino más bien la palabra 3. Okay, and the last thing you need to know is that it's very important when you're writing an essay to quote or maybe to name the sources you're using. Cuando ustedes escriben un essay, es importante citar, ¿sí? Sus fuentes y utilizar correcta puntuación. Además de que si están citando con quotation marks, ¿sí? Es decir, que si están citando, tomando algo de forma literal, ese algo, esa frase, esa oración va a ser puesta entre comillas y vamos a copiar básicamente todo. Estamos citando textualmente, es decir, we are going to use exactly the same original text. That's the thing when we are using quotation marks. No se olviden de eso cuando ustedes utilizan un párrafo entre comillas, es porque va igual que el original. Okay? So now you see what is this what is this essay about? How are you going to write? What is the language? What do you have to use and what you don't have to use? And also you'll learn some phrases you can use in your writing essay. So it takes us to the final task we have today. Your final task, guys, is to write an essay. And as I know that this is going to take you a little bit, you're going to be plenty of time, okay? So what is your writing or your classwork about? You're going to write an essay on an environmental issue, okay? So you're going to choose one of these topics we have here on the box, or maybe you can use your own idea. Just make sure to make some notes about the topic, okay? Try to think at least 3 main points and the examples. So it means that, for example, I'm giving you an example. Les doy un ejemplo. I'm going to choose, or I want to talk about air pollution, let's say. I want to talk about air pollution. I think this is a topic, an interesting topic, and I want to talk about air pollution. So I will have to write a title for the essay. Sí, yo escribiría un título para el ensayo. For example, air pollution, silent killer. Let's see. This is going to be the title of my essay. ¿Sí? Este va a ser el título de mi ensayo. Van a tener que darle un título. ¿Sí? Ese título va a estar, o ya nos va a dar buena parte de lo que se va a tratar el ensayo. Es decir, ustedes están encaminando al lector acerca de lo que va a leer en las siguientes líneas, ¿no? Ese es el título, the title. Then remember that you need an introduction paragraph. So one paragraph, or paragraph number 1, it's going to be the introduction, okay? Then you're going to have a paragraph number 2, 3, and 4, okay? These paragraphs are going to be the body of your essay. This means that you're going to have 3 ideas developed, okay? You're going to have 3 ideas to develop here. Paragraph 2, sorry. 2, 3, and 4 are going to be the body of your essay. And then you're going to manage a paragraph number 5, which is going to be your conclusion paragraph, okay? So this is how you're going to manage, or this is how your essay must look like. Esta sería más o menos como la estructura del ensayo que vamos a tener. Pero para que ustedes tengan una idea mucho más clara de cuál es el ensayo, cómo va a ser, o tengan un ejemplo, you're going to help me reading this example of essay, okay? So, please help me reading this essay, please. Grace, Can you help me reading this first part? I mean the title and the introduction, please.
Yes, teacher. Keeping our water clean. If you walk down the street and see someone throw a plastic bottle on the ground, you will probably get annoyed. You might even say something to that person. But do we react in the same way when we see people throwing rubbish into the sea? We all know how rubbish damages the environment on land, but we often forget the effect that it can have on environments like the sea, lakes, and rivers too.
Exactly. Thank you, Grace. So, with the title, we already know what are these or is this article going to talk about, right? Solo leyendo ya el título ya sabemos de qué va a tratarse el resto del texto. And we had or we read the introduction paragraph. Ya leímos un poco de la introducción, lo que nos va encaminando a nuestro texto. The next paragraph, can you help me reading, Paola, please?
Okay. First of all, water pollution looks terrible. Beautiful beaches can become covered in rubbish when whatever we have thrown into the water comes ashore. It's just not pleasant to swim in rivers and lakes that have plastic bags floating in them.
Exactly. So look at this. We are introducing one of the main topics. Estamos ya introduciendo uno de los puntos principales, ¿no? A tratar. First of all, estamos utilizando una de las frases que vimos antes. First of all, en primer lugar, y continuamos con la idea, ¿no? Let's see what happens secondly. Can you help me reading the second paragraph, please? Christian?
Yes, teacher. Secondly, rubbish can hurt animals and birds that live in or by the water. If they see a plastic bottle, they may think it is food. However, when they try and eat the bottle, it can get caught in their mouth or stomach and stop them from eating anything else. Plastic bottles can also stop the dolphin from breathing. Sometimes fishing boats leave it a fishing net being in the water. Fish can get caught in this and die.
Exactly. So, here we have what happens next, ¿no? Aquí ya nos explica un poco más qué es lo que sucede con los desperdicios, ¿no? Ya en el mar. Here we have sometimes fishing boats leave bits of fishing net. ¿Sí? Algunas veces los barcos pesqueros dejan restos de las redes, ¿no? Las redes de pesca en el agua y los pescados pueden, fish can get caught and die, ¿sí? Pueden quedarse atrapados en las redes y morir. So, yes, we are developing the idea here. Seguimos desarrollando la idea, ¿no? De cómo está contaminada el agua y cómo afecta a los animales del mar. Then we have the last point. Tenemos el último punto que van a tratar. Steffi, can you help me reading this one, please? Finally.
Yes, teacher. Finally, people forget that plastic contains chemicals which stay in the water. This is very bad for both fish and plants. If you eat fish containing these chemicals, then you can also get sick.
Exactly. Aquí nos da a entender ya otro tema, ¿no? Seguimos al siguiente punto principal. La gente se olvida que los plásticos contienen químicos que se pueden quedar o pueden permanecer en el agua. Esto es malo tanto para los peces como para las plantas, ¿no? Además, si nosotros comemos o nos alimentamos de esos peces que ya han bebido el agua con químico, también podemos enfermarnos, ¿no? Then you can also get sick. Okay, so let's see the final. Vamos al último párrafo, que ya viene a ser la conclusión del trabajo. We have in conclusion. Marjorie, can you help me reading, please?
In conclusion, I would say that we need to worry about water pollution as much as we care about land or air pollution. We should all look after the seas, lakes, and rivers, and remember to take our rubbish away with us.
And remember to take our rubbish away with us. Si no se olviden de sacar su basura, ¿no? O sea, de botar la basura o llevarse la basura con ustedes. No botar en el mar, en las playas, because of pollution, right? Water and air pollution. So guys, here you have an example and you have the same example as you read. Si este mismo ejemplo que acabamos de leer, van a tener ustedes como ejemplo para que puedan empezar a realizar su essay, okay? Just in case you don't have it clear, you have your essay here explained, or the instructions explained here in your classwork. What is your classwork going to be about? You need to choose a topic of these ones right here, or maybe the topic you think is interesting for you, and you're going to write an essay, okay? Using the words that I showed you previously. Utilizando la estructura y las palabras que vimos anteriormente, ¿sí? This is obviously an individual activity. Here you have an example, the example that you just read. Tienen el ejemplo que acabaron de leer, como para que se vayan guiando en la estructura, el número de párrafos, the length, ¿sí? El largo más o menos. And how much time do you have for this activity, guys? For this activity, you're going to have 35 minutes to complete. So it's almost at the end of the hour. Sí, van a tener casi, bueno, pues los 30 minutos para completar la tarea, es decir que 10 para las 10 debería ya estar completado su essay. Let me share with you the link so you can enter to this Padlet and you can start participating. Don't forget to write your names. Sí, no se olviden de escribir sus nombres una vez que empiecen con el Padlet. Can you see the link on your chat box, guys? Can you see the link? ¿Les llegó el link?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher, is there?
Okay. If you have any question, guys, or maybe you're not sure about something, please ask the questions, okay? Okay, I can see that Moni complete her essay. Cuando van terminando su essay, please guys, don't forget to upload the evidence. Si no se olviden de subir su evidencia una vez que van completando sus ensayos. I like Wendy's title. Change your car now. Very good, guys. Aldrich lleva llegando al final. Well done. Joana Delgado, ojo con la escritura de language, ¿no? A revisar cómo escribir bien. Language. Con A y con G.
Ya, teacher, me confundí.
Hurry up, guys. We have almost 12 minutes to end the hour. 12 minutes to end the hour.